Hello everyone, welcome back. Zargot here, jumping into an Ixalan draft. Looks like we got Spyglasses are rare, we got a Kite Sail, and we're going to double click on Mark of the Vampire and select that as our first pick. Okay, well that was not intentional. Probably would have looked at taking the Kite Sail there, but we're going to go ahead and roll with it. We've got Mark of the Vampire, and let's see what we can get in our second pack here. That's unfortunate. Okay, here we've got... I like the Vanguard. I also like the Branchwalker. I feel like this is just a stronger card. I really like this card. I mean, this is just very aggressive. We have some other picks here, but I think the Branchwalker is the way to go. It's just such a strong card. 2-1 for 2 is fine, but the explorability is really, really good. Okay, now here we've got a Bloodletter, which I like with Mark of the Vampire. It's also Deathless Ancient, which I like as well. Unfriendly Fire is decent. I think we're probably going to take probably the Ancient here. I think so. This is a big creature. You know, this is pretty aggressive. And if we do move into vampires, and this is 4/4 flyer is hard to deal with, especially if you can recur it. Here our rare, the Marauder. I'm not a huge fan of. There's another Unfriendly Fire. We've got a couple green cards, nothing too crazy. We could take the Castaways here. It's probably not going to do too much for our deck. We can take the Diviner. It's not a fast card, but if we're just looking to kind of be sort of black-green, maybe a little bit Explorer. I think that'll be the pick here for us. I mean, it doesn't combo well with the Branchwalker since the Branchwalker's pretty aggressive. But if we're playing cards like the Ancient, sometimes just getting extra land drops are pretty good. Got a Sky Terror here, Slice and Twain, Crash the Ramparts, another Mark of the Vampire. There's a Paladin here if we wanted to try to grab some white vampires. For us, I think maybe Crash the Ramparts might be decent. And we are playing, I like our green cards so far. I mean, we're not committed to green at all. Maybe we'll just take this guy. Yeah, let's just grab the Paladin. Maybe we'll be able to go black-white vampires. We got a Conquistador here. There's an Armadon. And there's a few more red cards. I've seen a lot of red, but maybe we'll take a Heartstopper. Or the Conquistador. Yeah, let's take the Conquistador and see if we can just kind of move in on white-black vampires. And nothing here for that deck. There's River Herald's Boon, but I don't know how great this card's going to be. I mean, this card really shines in blue-green. Maybe we'll just take the Crash the Ramparts here. That's a fine combat trick. I like one of these in my decks. A whole bunch of blue cards. There's a Raptor Hatchling here. I kind of like that card. I don't think we're going to be playing blue, so maybe we'll just take the Hatchlings, see where this pans out. Not a ton here. We can take the Prime Blade maybe, or the Schooner. Yeah, the Schooner's fine for the board, I think. We take the Sun Crown here. It's a good red creature. Goes all right if we're moving into dinos. Here's another good dino. I do like one of these guys here. Pretty good late game. I'll take the Marauders. Probably not going to play that, even if we are in red. Take a Shore for the splash. Totems, fine. Yeah, so maybe we're going to be red-green dinos. I mean, we really haven't seen enough black-white to... I don't know. We'll see what we get here. Okay, Drover the Mighty and the Raptors. Two good uncommons. Kind of hard to tell which one's better. I think I'm going to probably error into the Drover over the Raptors. Yeah, the Drover ramps us, and if we're doing dinos, this guy's good mid-game as well. Okay, we got the Wilds card here. I think I like this card a lot. I think I might... Guess the question, we like this over Lightning Strike? I think so. I think this card's kind of a bomb, especially if you can sink mana into it later in the game. Really gives you a lot of options. We're going to go ahead and move in. We're going to go ahead and pretend we're going to be red-green here. From this pack, I mean, here's a Bishop's Soldier, but maybe the Treasure Map? No, we'll take the Firebrand. This is an excellent 2-drop for red-green. And we can take the Whiptail or the Thrash. I think the Whiptail's probably the way to go. We don't have a ton of dinos, and the Whiptail's just a fine card. It's good defensive if you're just looking to get, block up the ground. Here, I mean, we've got Buccaneers. We've got another big green dino, but I kind of like taking the Pirates Cutlass. This card's pretty versatile. We don't have a lot of pirates, but it's pretty decent, especially if you put this on something like a Raptor Hatchling. I think that's the pick here. Okay, now we'll pick up on Unfriendly Fire. We're glad to grab that. Okay, so red's definitely very open. Another Unfriendly Fire or an Arsonist. Maybe Thrasher Raptor. I don't think the Pyromancer is the pick here. Let's take the Arsonist. This guy's got a good body and can certainly punish your opponent if they're not too aggressive. Here, I don't think we're definitely not playing the Dryads. Commune, I don't think so. Maybe we'll just take the Interdiction. We can always splash this card. I mean, we have the Drover. We have an Explorer creature. Yeah, let's take the Pious Interdiction. We're not giving anything up there. Here, we'll take the Fireshine Keeper. I think that's okay as a one-of. Maybe we can take this creature here. Yeah, let's just grab this guy. We might end up in some wonky tricolor deck. Fire Cannon Blast, excellent pickup for us. Red's definitely open here. We can take the Spike Tail. You know, probably not going to play it. I'm not going to play anything here. Yeah, so this is actually shaping up to be pretty good. Demolish, okay, that's fine. Maybe for the board. Okay, so it's shaping up pretty well. We could certainly use some more 3-drops. Well, any 3-drop creatures would be great. Chalice, not going to play that. Okay. Yeah, we definitely could use some 3-drop creatures here. Even if it's just some 3/2s, they don't have to do anything. We got a Lightning Strike here. That's excellent. Definitely take that over the Fire Cannon Blast. Yeah, that's an easy pick here. Okay. I don't think we're playing this guy. We might splash the Interdiction. We're not going to play the Priest though. No, he's not splashable. Ooh, Swordtooth. That's exactly what we want for this deck. This is just a big creature. This does a lot of damage. Combos with the Hatchling. We take another Firebrand here. I think that's good. I think it's important to have good 2-drops. Or we could take another Arsonist. We have a decent amount of 2-drops, but I think I'd rather get another Firebrand there over another Arsonist. And it might wheel based on what we saw in Pack 2. Here, we can take another Unfriendly Fire. Or we could take the Blossoming Dryad. I think the Dryad might actually be good for our deck. We got a lot of late game here. I'm not a huge fan of this creature, but we kind of want to get to these big dinos late game. That's sort of what our deck wants to do. So yeah, I think this might be one of the decks where the Dryad's actually going to make the cut. We're not going to play this land now. Even if we play the Interdiction, I don't think we play that land. I don't think I want a second Dryad. We take a Fire Cannon Blast or the Daggertooth. I think we need to take the Daggertooth here. We don't have any 3-drops. Even though the Fire Cannon Blast is really good, we definitely need something to do on turn 3. Yeah, and Daggertooth combos with the Raging Swordtooth. Here we can take. Let's take Crash the Ramparts. That's decent. I like that card. Don't know if we're going to run 2 of these, but maybe some games we'll splash 1 in. Here we could take Buccaneers or maybe Crushing Canopy. Buccaneers doesn't really go with the theme of our deck. We'll just take Canopy for the board. Okay, another Sun Crown. I think that's fine. Well, that's a late Interdiction. I think we could take that. 2 Interdictions is pretty good for our deck. Another Spike Tail. Probably not going to play that. Take a Prying Bait for the board. There's the Arsonist. Okay, that did come around. I think we're happy to play 2 of those. Not going to play the Ceratops now. Take Judgment for the board since we're already splashing white. Demystify for the board. That's fine. Rallying Roar. Probably not ever going to play that. Okay, this is pretty decent. And yeah, I kind of like this deck. We got a lot of big beats in the late game, a lot of good removal here. Some good decent early creatures. I don't think we're gonna play this Marauder. I don't think that's the kind of deck here. We might want to run the Shores. Might help a little bit with our mana base since we are splashing Interdiction. What else do we want to? Anything else we want to consider here? Don't think so. We do need to make a cut. I guess the question is, what do we want to cut here? I don't want to cut an Interdiction because if I cut 1, I might as well cut 2. Maybe we take out a Sun Crown or the Arsonist. Actually, we can take out one of these Crash Ramparts. We're not going to play 2 of those. Okay, and mana base. I think that's probably fine. That seems fine. Okay, there's our deck. Okay, looks like we won the die roll here. We're going to be on the play. And that's just a whole bunch of nothing. We're going to have to mulligan this. Not a great hand, but we do have a couple lands here. I'm going to go ahead and scry. I think we'll keep this for us. That seems fine. Alright. hopefully we can draw into some red sources here. Alright, opponent's playing black. Vampires it is! Okay, good, that's a red source. That's what we want to see. Yeah, I guess we're just going to run the Cutlass out here and see what we draw on our next turn. Okay, King's Commission, yep, our opponent's definitely an aggressive vampire deck here. Wouldn't be surprised if we don't see a few Deacons. Diviner's not a bad draw. See if we can explore. That'll be really, really good for us, actually, if we can. Okay. Pious Interdiction. You know, I don't think we're not going to keep a second one. We have one for the Vanguard. That seems to be fine. And now we can really have kind of a large brick here to kind of slow our opponent down. So, let's see what they have. Well, they definitely have a piece of removal. We're not going to block there. We're fine with taking a few more points of damage. Daggertooth. Okay, that's not terrible. I think we'll go ahead and Interdiction the Vanguard. Or do we want to further our board a little bit? We didn't block last turn. We're probably not going to block this turn. We can hold back the Diviner to block the tokens. Yeah, I think we probably need to go ahead and Interdiction. This guy's just going to keep slamming each turn. Plus, this will give us a few extra life points to make kind of stabilize us a little bit. No attacks. We're going to hold back. You know, just kind of get these tokens under control. Bishop Soldier. Yeah, all the nut cards for the Vampire deck. Now I think we can go ahead and play our sort of token maker here. We're probably not going to be activating this anytime soon, but ooh, okay. All right. Well, that's going to be a problem. Okay, so a little bit more land. We kind of want to see a red source here so that we can kind of blast their big creatures, but I suppose we can just kind of double down, get our Daggertooth out and the Firebrand. See what kind of attacks our opponent's going to have. We don't really have any attacks right now, but a lot of this just depends on whether they start sending in the agent or not. Okay, well, luckily it looks like our opponent's drawing a lot of land. And I think they probably still have the same combat trick they had before, so we're going to go ahead and take this damage. And they're going to go ahead and Dark Nourish. Okay. Yeah, we would have got blown out if we would have blocked there. Here, I think we can... yeah, still just no point in attacking. We need to stay defensive here and hopefully set up a good block for their agent. Okay, and let's see here. Any attacks from our opponent? Nope. Okay. All right, so what we get here. All right. Okay, good, good. All right, so the fire cannon's online. I still don't want to attack her. I'd rather be defensive. I just don't want to get blown out with an attack and then our opponent's able to send in a lot of damage. So let's see if we can kind of lure them into an attack. Maybe defend here. A lot of this depends on what our opponent's drawing as well. They're going to ship it again. Okay. More land. That's not going to do it. But I suppose we probably need to start sending some kind of attack in here. We could send the Firebrand. We can pump this guy, and we have Crash as well. So if our opponent had anything, I would think they would have played it by now. See how they block. I might just take this. Yeah, I don't think... Yeah, I mean, I think we're fine with that trade. I don't think we needed to waste our spell there. Plus now we're going to take out the agent. Okay. Yeah, we'll save our pump spell here. We're sort of starting to stabilize a little bit. Our opponent's life total is really high, though. It's going to be kind of difficult to get back into this. So I guess we'll go ahead and see what kind of trick our opponent has. They got something. Skullduggery. Okay. So that's going to... Well, that's not going to do too much there. Do they have another trick? Ah, Slash of Talons. Okay. I suppose here we could go ahead and pump and save our creature. I mean, they still have some mana open. Yeah, I think we need to do this. We just need to keep our creatures on the board. A pump spell doesn't do anything if you don't have any creatures, so... Okay. And more tokens. Tormentor. Yeah, okay, good. Well, yeah, we're going to lose that spell anyway, so it's good that we went ahead and cast it there. Okay, well, that's not going to do anything to their board, but it is, you know, a big blocker. Go ahead and get a few points of damage. We're happy to trade this for any of their creatures. No, okay. Yeah, it makes sense. They're just going to take a little bit of damage there. They've got plenty of life. You know, they'll lose a swamp now. Doesn't really affect their board at all. Okay, they're going to send it back. Some more land draws. I suppose we could switch the sword around and just start trying to get in for some damage here. We're not doing much else. We've got enough blockers, especially with the dagger tooth. Okay, maybe we'll get our opponent down to a human amount of life here. Bloodletter. Well, that's going to be a little bit of a problem. We don't have much against the Bloodletter, especially right now. Hatchling isn't terrible, mostly because we can put the sword on it, kind of discourage them attacking with any tokens, and it can start attacking as well the following turn. That's probably fine. Okay, well, that's probably going to be game for us here. I don't see a way for us to get around that. That represents... Actually, that's pretty much lethal on board at this point. Yeah, if they swing with everything, we're going to lose 6. We have 4 blockers. No? Okay. Our opponent's being a little modest there. Okay, well that'll be it though. Unfortunately, we need to draw something to deal with the Sanctum, or else now they can just swing everything. We die in the attack. So, okay, let's move to sideboarding here. Not a super strong hand. You know, we kind of started with there. It was pretty slow. Didn't have all our colors. So what kind of sideboarding do we want to do here? You know, this is probably fine because they are running some flyers and the canopy. We just saw Bloodletter. Maybe we don't need this card. No, I think Pious Interdiction's worse against vampires. The creatures are so small and inconsequential. Yeah, let's go ahead and swap this out. I think that's probably the move here. Okay, we'll be on the play. Not a fantastic hand, but if we draw a green, this is going to be really, really good. And we do have the Raptor. We've got a couple turns to draw into something. So I think this is fine. Okay. All right. That's a good 2-drop. We'll probably lead with the Firebrand here. It's a little more aggressive. All right. We'll go ahead and play this. And we'll go ahead and offer the trade here if our opponent wants to trade. No, that's fine. Hopefully they don't have anything to kind of get rid of they're going to duress us. Okay, well I guess that's it for the interdiction. Not a big problem really. Again, you know, Pious Interdiction isn't fantastic against these vampire decks. These tiny creatures, you know, you're spending 4 mana to get rid of a 2/2. It doesn't feel exceptionally great. Is our opponent going to get it? Oh, okay. Well, that's a little painful. Skullduggery kind of a blowout there for us. All right. Well, that's actually not terrible. We can go ahead and get the Drover down so we can actually start casting everything in our hand next turn. And we'll hold back the Firebrand. We're still fine to trade here. Seeker. That's a tough one. Probably want to deal with that before too long. It's not a good interdiction target, so we still aren't missing the interdiction here. Oh, it's a good trade. And now we can play... Yeah, I think we just need to play our big guy here to kind of discourage them from sending in 3/4. I know we don't get to hit a sacrifice on their side, but I don't think that really matters that much right now. Okay, there's the Deacon. We'll definitely trade if our opponent wants to offer here. Okay, recording stopped for just a second there. We missed a turn, but our opponent didn't offer the trade, and we've kind of stabilized here. Got some of our big guys out. Opponent's got a couple Deacons, which is going to be difficult, but we got some big guys here, so we definitely have some blocks. Okay, and let's see what they're going to do here. Gonna pump up with the Deacons. So you're going to swing with everything. We're more than happy to trade off our Drover for a Deacon. Nope. Okay. All right. Let's see here. Yeah, I think we want to play this guy. If we can untap with this, we're going to be able to start cranking out a lot of creatures and put some of this land to use. I suppose we could go ahead and start sending some attacks in. We've got a lot of good blockers on the board, so there's really no sense in holding back at this point. So yeah, let's go ahead and send in our big Trampler here, see how our opponent blocks. I'm going to go ahead and take it. We're fine by that. We still got plenty of good blockers here. For the Deacons, you know, we're still worried about the Sanctum Seeker. Our life total isn't exceptionally high, but we do have Daggertooth in our hand. Ooh, Mark of the Vampire. Okay, well that's a big game changer. Looks like our opponent's just going to gain as much life as humanly possible this turn. Try and offset some of the damage we're doing here. Yeah, okay, so we're gonna get drained a point. But that is a big dude coming our way. Well, we definitely want to go ahead and get this guy off the board. The Deacons are a pain. You know, our opponent's going to get to blast a couple of our creatures here, but we obviously have to block. We got to get that guy off the board. Ooh, okay. Unfriendly Fire is very good. We only worry if our opponent has some kind of combat trick here. Vampire Zeal, especially, would really be kind of a blowout. So, do we want to try to cast this main step? I think it's worth it. If our opponent has it, they has it. Perfect. That's fantastic. Now we can really start getting some damage in here. I guess the question is, do we want to attack with... Probably don't want to attack with all. Just because our opponent does have 7 points of damage on the board. We at least want to send our big guy in now. They really can't block this. They got to take the damage. And if they don't start hitting some creatures, we're going to be looking pretty good here. Walk the plank. Okay, that takes care of our big threat. I still don't think our opponent's going to attack. Send in the Dire. I mean, maybe it's best just go ahead and block this guy. And they can't kill us if we don't block it. Yeah, let's go ahead and block this guy. We'll play around any crazy combat tricks they might have. Okay, and they do have Slash of Talons. Okay, that's fine. That's fine. Here I think we're just gonna bash, see if our opponent wants to block. Nope. Okay, we'll go ahead and play the Daggertooth here. You know, we could have played the Sun Crown, but I like having something that will trade with the Deacon and get us some life points. We really don't want to trade the Sun Crown for the Deacon. Okay, let's see here. So we got the Dryad. I think we'll just play the Dryad here. Be a little conservative in case our opponent has a good piece for removal. You know, and again, I have no problem trading the Dryad for the Soldier. I have no problem trading the Daggertooth for the Deacon. No attacks from our opponent. That's not bad. I suppose here we could send in the Whiptail. Or maybe we just want to play the Sun Crown. That's probably fine. Let's see here. Okay, yeah, we'll get the Sun Crown down here. I think we just want to pass. And next turn we're positioned pretty well to just start sending in a couple of creatures because we can always play the Arsonist. Our opponent's probably going to get some damage. Nope. Okay. All right. Ooh, that's a very, very good draw. So now we'll go ahead and offer the trade here. If our opponent wants to trade all their creatures away for these guys, that's completely fine. Excellent. Now we'll go ahead and Fire Blast the Deacon. I don't think there's much that's going to save the Deacon here. And now our opponent's going to be in a real tight... Okay. There you go. They went ahead and conceded. I don't blame them there. That was going to be real hard to come back from. For sideboarding, I don't know if we want to change anything here. I mean, the deck was working pretty well. I don't want to put Interdiction back in. I suppose we could put the Ceratops in and take out the Arsonist. That's actually not bad because it will allow us to have a big guy that can block several of their small creatures. And maybe that's good if we have to get defensive against our opponent. Being able to block multiple, 1/1 tokens or a soldier and a token. So I think that's fine for this round. Otherwise, I really don't like that Dino very much, but I think he might be a little bit better here. Okay, and this hand is fine. We've got a 2-drop. I do like the Raptor. We have the Whiptail, which is a great break, good against their flyers. There's the Spiketail. Bishop Soldier, of course. Go ahead and discourage them from attacking. Might have Skullduggery, but nope, no attacks. All right, we're getting a lot of our big guys here. Yeah, we're not going to attack this turn. Next turn, we can start attacking. Okay, nothing from our opponents. So, yeah, I think we'll go ahead and get in our 1 damage. Okay, no block from our opponent. We're going to get the Whiptail in. Our opponent might kill this, but, we got a lot of back-to-back plays here. There's the Deacon. I don't think we trade here. No, we're just going to take that first hit. Ah, that's an excellent draw. Now we can Lightning Strike the Deacon, and we can slam the Daggertooth and get in some damage here. Yeah, that's fine. That is very, very good. Keeping the Raptor back. So I'm going to keep our opponent off it. Ooh, another Deacon. Okay. Well, I'm glad we drew the Lightning Strike because 2 Deacons is going to be real hard to deal with. We're still looking pretty good. We got a lot of really big guys in our hand. I'm fine to trade the Whiptail for the Deacon here. I think that is fine. Maybe the Daggertooth as well. Let's send the Raptor in. Maybe we can get a bigger guy. No. Okay. So we'll play the Sun Crown. You know, it doesn't block the Bishop Soldier very well, but on the attack back, it definitely punishes our opponent. And no attacks from our opponent. That is perfect. So here I think we can send the Sun Crown because we're going to 2-for-1 our opponent with it, no matter how they block. And at this point, with one card in hand, I think it's good to just start getting their creatures off the board. Yeah, same concept for the Spiketail. They're going to lose the Deacon. Okay, they're going to double up here. So our opponent's going to take 5 damage anyway. You get a treasure token. I don't think that does much for their deck. We'll go ahead and play our guy. Play the Spiketail here. Alright, and this is going to be pretty tough for our opponent to... Alright, looks like our opponent conceded there. We'll see everyone back in round 2. Okay, so we won the die roll. I think we're going to be on the play here. And this hand, a little iffy. We don't have a red source, but we do have the Diviner, and we can filter any land we have into mountains. Plus the Cutlass with the Firebrand I actually like a lot. So we're going to keep this one here. Kind of roll the dice on it a little bit. Okay, our opponent Swamp, and playing against Vampires again. Mountain, perfect. That's exactly what we want to see. Play the Firebrand here. So we can start getting aggressive against our opponent. Plus we have the option to play the sword next turn and get very aggressive. If our opponent doesn't have any attacks, we're going to assume they don't have removal. Fantastic. We could play the Cutlass, but maybe they do have removal. Maybe it's a little safer just to play the Daggertooth here and just go ahead and start getting some attacks in. I think that's the play we want to make now. Okay, we're back here. We missed a bit of a turn there, but not too much from our opponent. It's our turn again. Going to go ahead and swing with everything. Really no reason not to here. Our opponent's not doing a whole lot. I might have Slash of Talons or Skullduggery or something, but we're not going to play around cards like that right now. And if they have them, they have them. We'll get them out of their hand. Perfect. We can play our Raptor, we can play our Diviner, and we hit a land, but that's okay. Now we can cast everything in our deck. What's our opponent got here? Pious Interdiction on our Daggertooth. Okay, it's a fine play. But they didn't know we had the Cutlass, so now we can definitely play the Cutlass and just start getting in for a lot of damage here. If our opponent wants to go ahead and block the Raptor, nope. Okay, perfect. Next turn we can bring down the big dinos, and unless our opponent has some more Pious Interdictions, I think this is going to be kind of tough for them to come back from. Nothing from our opponent again. They might have destroy target attacking creature. Let's see. Dark Nourishment. Okay. Oh, that's a fine play. Okay, let's see if our opponent is going to block. Nope, no blocks. Okay, so we'll get our point in. Now we can go ahead and play our big guy, play the Sun Crown here. And next turn we've got a lot of options where we want to put the sword. We can put it on the Diviner, or we can put it on the Raptor. Pretty fine with either target, honestly. Okay, what kind of plays our opponent going to do here? Okay, start making some chump blockers. Play the Conquistador. How many are they going to get out of their deck? It's always the question. Just one? Okay, that's not bad. It's always kind of a pain when your opponent fills their hand up with 4 or 5 of these guys. You can ship it back to us. Fire Cannon Blast, that is a fine draw. We could just clear the Conquistador out of the way at this point and go ahead and put the Cutlass on the Raptor. Attack with the Sun Crown on the Raptor. See how our opponent blocks. I think that's a fine play. I think that's fine. Let's get this guy out of the way. That way we're going to 2-for-1 our opponent no matter what. Plus we get the 3/3 Raptor. Yeah, we'll be a little greedy here. Go ahead and attack. Are they going to double block the Raptor? Okay, looks like our opponent is going to go ahead and double block here, and we're actually very happy with that. It allows us to get all their tokens off the board, which they do chump the Sun Crown, and also gives us 3/3 trample creature, which we can make bigger if we want with the sword. For right now, we're just going to give ourselves as many attackers as possible. Our opponent can play Conquistador this turn. Maybe they drew some answers. Maybe they drew piece of removal. Let's see here. They have Armasaur. Okay, so just playing some blockers. Alright, so let's see what we get on our turn. Land. I think we want to move the sword onto the token, just so that way no matter how our opponent blocks, we won't lose a creature, and we're set up for just a big Alpha Strike next turn. They won't have any real way to get around taking lethal on the following turn. See what our opponent has here. Any kind of tricks? No. Okay, so do we need to do any sideboarding here? So vampires, I guess we could take out an interdiction again. You know, the interdiction is just not great when your opponent's playing a lot of tokens and a lot of 1/2s and 2/2s. Put in the Spike Tail again. I don't think we need these other white cards. And Spike Tail actually does seem pretty good against the vampire deck, just being able to block multiple little guys. So we're going to go ahead and send this back. Okay, and this isn't a fantastic hand, but we do have a piece of ramp, so I think this is okay. We could move into our big guy a little faster. Oh, perfect, and the Diviner. That's going to hopefully pick up a piece of land here. All right, let's see what we get. Excellent. So now we're definitely on the ramp plan. We want to get the Colossal out as soon as possible. I think we just play, let's play the Daggertooth here. We're not getting aggressive, and our opponent is playing 3 colors, so let's see what they get here. I'm assuming this is going to be vampires. Yeah. Okay, any plays from our opponent this turn? And Call to the Feast. Okay, well that's a card. Lots of little guys here. I suppose we could send in the Daggertooth and then play the Stormfleet, or we could just play the Dryad and ensure we're able to play the Colossal next turn. That seems a lot better. Not too worried about our opponent sacrificing a vampire token. There's the Armosaur. It's a little bit of a pain, but we have Crash the Rampart, so I don't think that's going to really do too much to us this game. So we're just going to slow roll it here. I think just getting our big dino. Ooh, Lightning Strike. That's very good. That's going to help us when they do play that Deacon at some point. And let's see what they've got here. Any big plays from our opponent? They have the Deacon. They got a piece of removal. Ooh, okay. Blasting Cannons. That's interesting. That's actually pretty good for the vampire deck here. It allows you just to continue to put a little gas on the fire each turn, so you don't burn out in that mid-late game when your 2-drops and 3-drops aren't as good as your opponent's 4 and 5s. Okay. All right. Well, we can officially hardcast anything in our deck, so I think we're going to go ahead and strike the Armosaur, clear the way. Now we've just got great attackers all the way around. I mean, do we want to send the Dryad in? Maybe not. Maybe we want to play the Stormfleet after. Now let's just send everything in. However our opponent blocks, we're going to get a bunch of damage and we're going to clear out their tokens. So do we want to crash the Ramparts here? Yeah, I think so. We'll get some damage in and go ahead and clear out our opponent's tokens while maintaining all of our creatures. Yeah, nothing from our opponent there. Even gain a couple points of life. And our opponent looks like they break. They hit a swamp on the blasting cannons, which is good for us. Alright, welcome to our final round here. We won the die roll. We're definitely going to be on the play. And we've got a slower hand, but I like the Swordtooth, I like the Cutlass. This is a keep. This is fine. We've got plenty of lands here. And we can pretty much play anything we draw, throughout the game. Crash the Ramparts. Go ahead and get our Diviner down. Hatchling, I think that's probably fine to keep on top. I like this card a lot better with the Cutlass in our hand. If you can, especially with the Swordtooth, that's kind of a combo right there. Start cranking out some 3/3 tramples. Okay, go ahead and get in for our point here. Go ahead and play the Hatchling. Pass it back to our opponent, see what they've got. Maybe Merfolk. Got a lookout here. Okay. And they hit a land, so that's good for us. So I think we'll just attack with everything. We'll get at least 1 point in. Okay, they're not willing to trade with the Raptor yet, so they might have a game plan for that. Don't think we're going to crash here. I'd rather just get the Cutlass out. Okay, let's see what our opponent has. More lookouts. Okay, are they going to brick again? No. Let's see. Okay. I'm going to go ahead and get in for a point here. Looks like our opponent has some plans in their hand. If they're going to start attacking with their creatures. So of course, we don't exactly have a very aggressive hand right now. I think we're happy to go ahead and put the Cutlass on the Raptor. See if our opponent would like to trade. And I think we'll just send both in again. There's really no reason not to. Just going to go ahead and jump there, take a few points. I'm interested to see what our opponent has in their hand. We're not going to crash again. I don't think that creature's so aggressive we need to do that. And we'll go ahead and save the fire cannon. Wow, another lookout. Okay, they hit a swamp. So they hit a lookout with a lookout, then they hit an island. So they hit a lookout with a lookout and then an island. So I guess the question is, what does our opponent have in their hand? And they're staying pretty aggressive here. Again, we don't have, a lot of aggression ourselves. The apprentice. Oh, this is fantastic. This is an excellent turn here. So Swordtooth is going to be just really, really valuable. Do we want to play it before blocks or after? I suppose we want to play it before, just in case they were planning on blocking with the Shaper Apprentice. So we get to have a 3/3. I think we're fine losing either one of these creatures. We'll get another 3/3 if they want to block here. And they didn't block. We're fine with that as well. So we got a very good board state now. Our opponent's really going to need some serious answers to kind of contend with all of our big tramplers. Plus we have Crash the Ramparts, which is going to represent a lot of damage. And we've got a good piece of removal as well. Okay, what's our opponent got here? And they have all of the lookouts, all of the Siren lookouts. And they hit a land. So they've got a lot of small Siren lookouts, which they are actually representing a clock now. But wow, what has our opponent got in their hand there? They're getting very aggressive against our board. Okay, well, we're going to see what they have here. We're gonna send everything in. We can't block anything, so there's really no reason not to. Okay, our opponent's going to block. And yeah, why not? We'll go ahead and crash here. Get through some extra damage. Clear out one of their flyers. See if they have anything. They have a counter spell or depths. Oh, okay. Oh, okay. Well, yeah, that's basically removal. We're gonna get rid of our 3/3. We will be able to kill this guy. We're gonna get through some trample. Put our opponent to 1. Suppose we go ahead and fire cannon blast their 2/3 now. It's probably fine. They won't be able to counter it. They might have dive down or something of that nature, but I think that's fine. Just keep them off their creatures as much as possible. Okay, see if our opponent... Nope, our opponent did not have anything for our cannon blast there. Okay, see what our opponent has on this turn. And... ooh, okay. That's a tough one. Yeah, that kind of changes things a little bit here. So, yeah, I think we're still going to attack with the Raptor. Our opponent has to block it, and we'll get a 3/3. You know, double block it. Okay, that's still fine. We still get a 3/3, and the trample probably going to put our opponent off being able to attack with the Swordtooth. But yeah, that was actually a pretty good play for our opponent there. Being able to Entrancing Melodies our Swordtooth away. So let's see if they can come back from this. Not impossible, but still difficult, just because we could just draw a Lightning Strike or something of that nature at this point to just end the match right away. Okay, one with the wind. Wow. Okay, and pounce. All right, our opponent's definitely drawing some answers here. Still not game over yet. We still have outs. Mountain is not an out. Yeah, we really don't have any attacks here, so I guess we're going to have to send it back to our opponent. Well, they're doing a good job of stabilizing, that's for sure. Yeah, going to whittle away one point at a time. That will get the job done eventually. Looter. Okay, more blockers. It's kind of looking like we really need to draw Lightning Strike here. Wow, and the Wayfarer. Our opponent's kind of going off. Well, this game is slipping away pretty quickly here. Okay, well, that's a guy. That's a big blocker. Unfortunately, we really are not going to be able to trigger his ability. Not that it matters. At this point, our opponent will just sacrifice a land. But that's a good blocker. And we want to kind of stay sort of neck and neck with our opponent in terms of creature count here, or we're not going to have any chance of getting in that final point of damage. Okay, opponent's getting back in for the 1 point. And they're going to draw some cards. That's very good. And they are going to ship it back. Okay. Ooh, okay. That's a big guy. That definitely changes things a little bit. Being able to attack with 2 tramplers is going to make it really difficult for our opponent to absorb all the damage. So if they don't slam a bunch of creatures, there's really no reason to attack with everything here. Our opponent's just going to kill our best creature. So yeah, if they're not able to play a bunch of creatures this turn, we might just be able to get this game back. Another pounce. Oh my goodness. I don't necessarily agree with pounce in our opponent's deck, but it's doing a lot of work here since they've snatched away our sword tooth. So our opponent have us here? No, they got us to 2. Well, we'll attack with everything. I assume they have an answer here, some kind of bounce spell or removal. Okay, and yeah, running ground. Okay, alright, let's go to... Okay, so what do we want to sideboard here? I think we want to put in Crushing Canopy. Maybe take out... Probably take out the Diviner. That really doesn't do anything against our opponent, so that seems fine. Let's go ahead and send this back. Definitely going to be on the play. And we can't keep that. Oh my goodness, we cannot keep this either. That doesn't feel too great. But let's see, maybe our opponent will mulligan here. Oh, our opponent did mulligan. We're going to have to mulligan again. It doesn't feel as bad since our opponent mulled to 6. Okay, that's fine. We have a 2-drop, you know, no green mana, but we've got a 2-drop. And a Drover, I think. I don't think we can keep that. I mean, it's a good card, but we just can't keep that one. We don't have any green mana. We need to get more land drops here. Okay. Alright, get the Firebrand out. Perfect. And our opponent is playing River Sneak. Alright, go ahead and get in. Might as well get in 3 points of damage. There's really nothing else we're doing right now. And the Apprentice. Alright, our opponent's going off with their Merfolk here. So we're going to be taking a few points there, but... Ooh, Forest. Excellent. That's exactly what we wanted to see. Now we can start playing some of our spells. Let's go ahead and get the Firebrand. Alright, perfect. I'll play the Branchwalker. I suppose we probably should have pumped one there on the Firebrand, but... another mountain. We really need to see another forest here. But I think we're going to be okay now that we're hitting some... Ooh, okay. Well, that's a lot of damage. Going to 13. That is not a forest. I suppose we just... Well, we're just going to start getting in for some damage here. We don't really have any other plays. You know, we're kind of keeping up with our opponent in terms of damage, though. So if they don't start putting out some answers, we are going to erase them pretty well here. Opponent's getting in for 5, going to 8. If they don't play anything. Okay, this is actually fine. So we can go ahead and get in. So we can do 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Or we can do 4, 5, 6, 7. We can only do 8 with the ramparts and a pump. So I think we're just going to pump twice and play our other creature just to ensure we have maximum creatures for the killing blow on next turn. Okay, no tricks from our opponent. Excellent. Okay, unless they've got something to, you know, get the extra 3 points of damage on this turn, we've got this game here. Which would be great for a mull to 5. Nothing from our opponent. I think with Crash the Ramparts, it's going to be real difficult for them to get us here, so we'll send everything in. Okay, and we'll go ahead and cast Crash the Ramparts here. Don't think it really matters too much. Go ahead and pump the Firebrand, just make sure we trade on this side. Okay, if our opponent doesn't have any tricks, we go ahead and get this round. And perfect.